News starts right now.
Tonight, life-changing information for millions of Americans who want to get protected against COVID.
The CDC released new guidelines on so-called booster shots. So what does that mean for you? Our Stephania Jimenez with all the details.
Pfizer, Moderna, or Johnson & Johnson. The CDC says all three vaccines are effective boosters, and you can get a different shot for your third dose. But at the moment, University Health is only administering the Pfizer and Moderna vaccines.
We've had the Pfizer boosters available since they were both authorized and recommended by the CDC for some time now at our Wonderland location. And our Moderna vaccine will be available at our Robert B. Green Clinical Pavilion.
Then there's the question of who's eligible. Under the CDC's new guidelines, the boosters are for people 65 and older and adults at high risk of COVID because of health conditions or at high risk of exposure because of their jobs or living arrangements. Here's more from Chief Medical Officer Dr. Brian Alsip.
It's not completely recommended for everyone at this stage, but that's a significant number of people who would essentially be eligible for a booster at this stage.
But before you make your appointment, look at your card. You see the second date that tells you when you were fully immunized? That's important because your Pfizer or Moderna boosters have to come at least 6 months after that date. And if you went with J&J, you can get your shot 2 months after your last dose.
So at this point, you're probably wondering why University Health isn't offering the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. That's something that we here at KSAT asked them, and they say that it's just a supply issue and that the Moderna and Pfizer vaccines are just what they have available right now. We're live here in downtown San Antonio. Stephania Jimenez, KSAT 12 News.
All right, thank you, Stephania. A man shot and killed on the west side yesterday has now been identified. The Bexar County Medical Examiner says 28-year-old David Castoreno died from multiple gunshot wounds in the 8200 block of Meadow Fire Thursday morning. According to San Antonio police, he and a man who lives there got into an argument in the driveway. That's when the man says that Castoreno attacked him. That man who lives there claims that he fired in self-defense. Castoreno died there at the scene. No word yet on any charges. Police are still investigating.
Bond reduction was given today to Andre McDonald, who is accused of the 2019 murder of his wife, Andrea McDonald. But he's still being held in the Bexar County Jail. McDonald's attorney argued today that because the state wasn't ready for trial, that he should be given a PR bond or have his bond reduced. Visiting Judge Raymond Angelini only lowered the bond on the tampering with evidence charge from $300,000 to $100,000. The bond on the murder charges remains at $450,000. A trial as of right now is expected to begin on November 8th, but the start date is now in question after the prosecution only recently received more evidence in the case from the sheriff's office. They have until November 5th to hand it over to the defense. A hearing will be held that day to also determine whether the trial date will be pushed back.
Also in court today, the trial beginning for a man who's accused of the murder of an 11-month-old. Back in 2017, Miguel Gutierrez is facing a first-degree murder charge in the death of Xavier Cortez. Gutierrez, who is not related to the boy, was apparently babysitting him at the time. San Antonio Fire and EMS paramedics took the stand today, testifying they found the boy unresponsive when they arrived at the scene. They say the baby had bruising on his stomach, as well as the words "thug life" written on him. A 911 call was also played to the jury. It's unclear who the person is who made that call, but nobody in the home knew how to do CPR on that baby.
Okay, so nobody's going to do CPR, is that correct?
I don't know how to do that.
Okay, but can I talk to somebody and we'll talk you through it?
The defense during opening statements seemed to shift the blame for the baby's death to the baby's mother, Selena Gabriela Moya. She was indicted last year on a charge of child abandonment, risk of bodily injury in a separate case. Her trial date has not been set yet. If found guilty, Gutierrez is facing 5 to 99 years or life in prison.
Thousands of restaurants, theaters, and other businesses in Texas impacted by the pandemic could be getting money thanks to a grant program in the works. The Texas legislature added $180 million to support local hospitality and tourism businesses into Senate Bill 8, the federal pandemic relief bill. Tiffany Cortez spoke to a local restaurant owner about how this money could help her business.
So our business is definitely down. We're down about 30% ever since the pandemic started.
Blanca Aldaco, the owner of Aldaco's restaurant in Stone Oak, says this hospitality and tourism grant program in the works couldn't have come at a better time.
Everything is on the rise, including all the way from all the protein to the containers for our food to go.
One of the ways Blanca says she would use the money would be to pay some of the restaurant licenses.
I feel that many of the businesses that are still open, they're going to use it to continue to do like advertising, think of ways how to lure a new client, think of ways how to control their costs.
Don Ann Larios, the executive director for the Texas.
All right, appear to be having some trouble with that story. We'll try to get that fixed and up on our website. With a high number of people fully vaccinated in Bexar County, the good news is that there are fewer patients with complications requiring hospitalization. But that doesn't mean that people battling COVID at home can't continue to spread it. Ursula Perry with the quick and easy ways that researchers have learned to reduce infection from spreading inside your own house.
We've seen the stories. One person gets COVID, then the entire household gets it. But are there precautions that can reduce the spread of infection within the home?
We found it was actually relatively simple to create a homemade isolation space that achieves the same differential pressure target that you might find in a hospital-grade isolation space.
They tested 17 different isolation room configurations to find the best way to reduce aerosol particles from spreading throughout the house. The best and most cost-effective configuration they found? Using a bedroom with an attached bathroom. Seal off the heating and the cooling ductwork going into the room and keep the door to the bedroom closed. In the bathroom, run the exhaust fan.
If the flows in the exhaust fans are not adequate, then people can also use a portable window fan that could pull air from the isolation space to the outside.
So how can you tell if a homemade isolation zone is working successfully?
So if you put that tissue down in front of that opening and you're in the isolation zone, that tissue should be blowing in towards you.
And not blowing virus particles to all the other areas in the house.
What we've got here is something that most people on their own can take measures to at least improve keeping others safe in the house.
The portable exhaust fan that was used in this study that the team used was bought online for just $30. This isolation room idea works best if you live in a detached single-family home. If you're in a multifamily unit or an apartment, it might not work as good because you might be drawing in air from adjacent units. Ursula Perry, KSAT 12 News.
Let's take a look outside with live cam this evening. 82 degrees right now, rounding out a pretty nice week. Of course, wondering what the weekend's got in store, Adam.
Yeah, the weekend's going to be more of the same, but temperatures will be a little bit higher and the humidity is going to increase just a little bit, but it's going to look very similar outside. You'll just notice slightly warmer and muggier conditions. Currently, we're at 81 degrees, dew point is 63. The relative humidity is at 54%, so there is some humidity and mugginess out there. It's just not oppressive, just slightly noticeable. Bernie now 79, Hondo 85 degrees, Uvalde 86, Canyon Lake 81, and Bandera 83. As we go through the evening and tonight, weather not getting in the way of Friday night football. Calm wind, mostly clear sky, temperatures gradually falling through the 70s. 8 o'clock, 77. By 10 o'clock, 72. And then tomorrow morning, I think we'll wake up to some 60s with some areas of fog. We'll talk about that, of course, the rest of your weekend. Temperatures, some record-challenging heat, a new tropical storm in the Pacific, what it means for our rain chances. Oh, and a cold front. No shortage of topics here in just a bit.
KSAT 12 presents another Day of the Dead story. Building the Ofrenda. Brought to you by Toyota.
Building an ofrenda is an important Day of the Dead tradition. These altars have many pieces and parts, and they each have a specific purpose. Bring more life and love to your ofrenda. Involve more family and friends. Ask the children to create art or papel picados. The adults can prepare the offerings like the departed's favorite dishes. Then come together to build and share stories. Remember, this isn't a time for tears, it's a time for celebration. So make a playlist of your lost loved one's favorites and fill the room with music. The night of October 31st is the perfect family night. Spirits are just beginning their journey back to us. Speaking of journey, let's add Don't Stop Believing. She really loved that one.
Human smuggling cases on the rise in counties that don't often see this type of crime. Despite the lack of resources and help, they're still making arrests. How they're doing it on the Night Beat.
More than 2,000 people were killed in crashes involving teen drivers in 2019. And now that more people are back on the roads this year, experts are putting a renewed emphasis on teens driving safely.
Our Samuel King joins us now. Samuel, one local high school keeping safety efforts top of mind.
Hey, John Paul and Myra, National Teen Driver Safety Week is wrapping up, but James Madison High School in Northeast ISD held its first safe driving program back in 2019, and it's back this year. With 3,000 students at school, many of them drivers, organizers say it's important they know how to be safe behind the wheel.
We see all these different accidents that are happening. It's important to make sure that our students are educated.
Janie Lopez says she got involved with the James Madison High School Smart Driving Club because she wanted to make a difference.
It's all about educating students and their families on safe driving. And not only safe driving, but not texting and driving.
Safe driving taking on added importance for Madison High School students because the school is just down the street from an active railroad crossing.
We want to be sure that students in the community are aware about the hazards of driving across the railroad tracks or around the handrails when a train is coming.
Tuesday's safe driving program being held on campus will feature a car that was hit by a train, among other interactive exhibits. Principal Eric Warnley says it's a community-wide effort.
I know kids at this age feel they're invulnerable, and it's just not the case. And so when we can have a program that really kind of highlights what are the consequences of unsafe driving, I think we need to show it. I think we need to be honest and transparent about it.
Johnson High School held a similar event last week. We'll have more on our website, KSAT.com, about teen driving safety. Some big reminders there. Also find some more info about some weekend closures, including Loop 410 on the west side. This is a look at Loop 410 in Jackson Keller, where we're seeing some delays this evening here. You can see traffic flowing, but a little bit slow between 281 and I-10, 12 minutes heading westbound on Loop 410, 4 minutes the other way. So seeing some of our usual delays this time of evening. I mentioned a situation on Loop 410 that's going to be happening beginning tonight, running through the weekend. This is West Military to Marbach. The main lanes will be closed all weekend through 5 a.m. Monday morning. So watch out for that if you're traveling. Also on the east side, we're going to have some alternating closures here on Loop 410 from Houston up to FM 78 or Seguin Road. Again, that is going to be, that starts at 7. Also have some delays here on 35, but things seem to be improving a little bit. So keep that in mind if you're out and about this evening. Guys, over to you.
All right, thank you, Samuel. Look outside with Sky 12, flying high above the San Antonio Botanical Garden. This is always a view when we kind of tell, okay, how much rain do we need? You know, you take a look down there, still looks pretty green, but I know.
Not too bad, not too bad at all.
I know we could always use more though, Adam.
Yeah, we could use another little splash. It doesn't look like we're going to see a whole lot in the days ahead. There are a few little chances here and there. So we'll talk about that. Of course, the new tropical storm in the Pacific, which does influence our rain chances just a little bit. Foggy mornings, though, that's going to be the rule. We've had some fog the past several days, and we'll continue to have it, I think, all the way through Tuesday morning. Basically, every day anticipates some mugginess, of course, with the humidity and at least a thick dew covering the car and the grass in the morning. Unseasonably warm as well, record challenging temperatures, and then a cold front hits next week. Middle of the week, we'll have a cold front, and that's going to pave the way for some changes. Let's start with our rain chances that we talked about earlier. We got a 10% chance through the weekend, so not much to talk about there. A few hit or miss little pop-ups are possible, and then we get up to 20% early Wednesday morning with a cold front and a little bit of moisture coming off the Pacific. Outside right now, you look at the visible satellite imagery, some thunder showers in Mexico and farther to the south down in the valley particularly. They're blowing some clouds in other parts of Texas, but not really over our area. And all this is Laredo, Corpus Christi, down toward Brownsville, and then, as I mentioned, west of the Rio Grande. So none of that's going to be moving our way. We've been talking about what was just a cluster of thunderstorms in the Pacific. This is south of Mexico here, and this is now the newest tropical storm, Tropical Storm Rick. Low-end tropical storm right now, but likely to strengthen over the next couple of days as it moves northward toward Mexico. Category 1 hurricane likely making landfall in basically southwestern Mexico there, and then falling apart pretty quickly early next week. We're talking Monday, Tuesday time frame. Some of the leftover upper level moisture will probably stream overhead Tuesday into Wednesday, but I don't think we're going to have everything together to really turn that into a lot of rainfall, which is what we did see last week with our last rain event. The remnants of Pamela really helped pummel us with some rainfall. We don't have all the same ingredients coming together for this. So just that 20% chance Wednesday from the leftovers of that and a cold front. This morning, we started at 63. Mornings are going to get warmer before they fall off again, and afternoons are going to get warmer as well. We topped out today at 84. We're 84 now in Midland, 79 Marfa, 83 Dallas, 90 in Del Rio, Laredo at 86 degrees, and currently Beeville, 84. Dew points, of course, noticeable. Dew points in the 60s, so there's a hint of humidity in the air, but it's going to get muggier this weekend and into next week, especially Monday, Tuesday time frame, even late Sunday. We're expecting those dew points at that 70-degree mark, so even thicker humidity and stickiness out there. But look what happens. Middle of next week, we just get rid of all that mugginess, sweep away the humidity by Wednesday as a result of the cold front. Temperatures 60s tomorrow morning, mid-80s by the afternoon, though closer to the Rio Grande, lower 90s, and some morning fog leading to afternoon sunshine. We do that all over again on Sunday. And then we get into next week, and that's when we see the changes, particularly on Wednesday. The wind's going to pick up, drop the humidity, and notice the morning temperatures Thursday and Friday fall like back in the 40s then.
That will be nice. Thank you, Adam.
And we're shifting gears now. We're getting close to kickoff for Friday Night Lights. Larry, what can we expect?
Yeah, guys, we are out here at East Central High School. The Hive is almost coming alive because it's a 7 p.m. kickoff, so the stands are starting to fill up. East Central is hosting New Braunfels. This is a huge District 27 6A matchup. We will break it down coming up. Plus, East Central has Jack Stewart, one of the top area wide receivers, coming up. Good evening, everybody, and welcome live to East Central High School and Hornet Stadium, where tonight the Hornets will host New Braunfels Unicorns in a key District 27 6A matchup. Both teams are in the thick of the playoff hunt, so this is a big game tonight. And both teams are having fantastic seasons. East Central is 5-2 overall, 3-1 in district, which is good for third place, and New Braunfels is 5-2 as well, but fourth in district with 2 wins and 2 losses. Since falling to Steele 49-7 to open district play, EC has won 3 straight, beating South Stand 49-0, Wagner 31-21, and then last week they won at Judson 30-28 thanks to a Hail Mary touchdown with 2 seconds to go. Caden Bosanko to jumping Jack Stewart. The Hornets are feeling good, but they know it's time to move on and focus on the Unicorns.
Yeah, definitely really positive. What a great win last Friday night. But, it's one of those things, by Sunday we tell the kids to flush it because obviously we still got a lot of work to do.
That work for East Central starts tonight with New Braunfels. The Unicorns are 5-2 this season, 2-2 in District 27 6A. Last week they beat Wagner 25-22.
I think we're mirror images. Obviously they do an outstanding job. They're having a great season. They got they're really good in the lines. Obviously their quarterback is really efficient and does a great job. The running back is a special kid. And then defensively, they run to the football. They come up with stops and they're really good on special teams. So we're going to have to come up with a complete game and a complete game plan for those guys and make sure that we go out and find a way to execute better than they do.
And if they do that and win, East Central head coach Joe Hubbard said they will clinch a playoff berth tonight. But beating New Braunfels is easier said than done.
They're just another great team too. They also beat Judson, so they're just like us. We look at them the same. Nameless faces of opponents. It don't really matter who we're playing. Just go out and play our game. That's the plan.
The corners is really nice, but we still gotta prepare, work each and every day, get better as a team, so we can do what it is that we do best, win.
East Central wide receiver Jack Stewart is one of the best in the area. He's made several highlight reel catches this season, and he leads the Hornets in receiving with 21 catches for 403 yards. Jump Ball Jack is the Hornets' go-to wideout, and like all good receivers, he feels any ball coming his way is his and his alone.
Definitely, I always have to think that, sometimes, it might not, happen the way I wanted to happen, but every time the ball is up, I have to make sure that it's mine.
Stewart can flat out run. He's long and uses his 6'4" frame and leaping ability to often out-jump defensive backs for the football.
Yes, it's everything's natural, all of this is natural to me, so I definitely get it from my parents, definitely, but it's all natural.
Just a very humble young man, just shows up to work every single day. He's really bought into the system, and he gets better every single day. But obviously, he has some special talents and gifts that God has blessed him with, and he's using them to the best of his ability for him and for this football team.
The senior receiver is tied for second in 27-6A with 403 receiving yards and is second this season with 8 touchdown receptions. Hornets quarterback Caden Bosenko is happy Jumping Jack is on his team.
That's my dude. Ever since junior year, we built a bond, and it's just getting stronger from here. I have complete trust in him, and he has complete trust in me, and that's all that matters. And we're building a brotherhood here.
All right, here's the road trip tonight. NB at EC, Dilly at Stockdale, and Poth at Nixon. Smiley catch the action on the night beat, and later tonight at BigGameCoverage.com. And in the NBA, the Spurs will play at the Denver Nuggets tonight. And guys, the Hive is starting to come alive. The stadium's starting to fill up nicely, and both teams are out on the field right now, warming up. Back to you in the studio.
All right, thank you, Larry. Looks like it's going to be a good night.
Yeah, Jumpin' Jack. I'm excited to see if he lives up to his name again.
That's a pretty awesome name. Our KSAT Q&A is up next. October is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and though it is a disease we hear a lot about these days, there's still a lot of questions and some confusion about the signs, the symptoms, when we should be getting screening. So to help inform all of us, we have Dr. Marcela Mazzo here with us today for our Q&A, breast oncologist at UT Health San Antonio MD Anderson Cancer Center. Dr. Mazzo, thanks for your time. I really appreciate you being here. Let's first start talking about when women need to get that first mammogram. Over the years, the guidelines have changed. So what is it right now?
Thank you so much for the invitation. So we classically tell our patients that the screening mammography should start by the age of 40. However, it's very important to remind each patient to talk to their doctor. Sometimes the screening guidelines can be different for each person depending on their family history or their personal history. So as a rule, I tell my patients 40, but there might be some conditions that will, put you in an increased risk category in which you will have to do certain things for your screening different than the general population.
And with COVID-19, a lot of people put back or push back just any type of checkup. How much has the pandemic impacted, breast cancer checkups, and how much are y'all trying to do to catch up to that?
So fortunately, the COVID-19 pandemic actually delayed a lot of our patients coming to get their screening mammogram. Thankfully, with the vaccine in place, we have been able to get more of those patients coming into the clinic to get checked. So slowly but surely, we're getting back those patients again to our clinics to get checked.
You mentioned family history, always important when talking about really any kind of cancer. I have heard examples of women who have a family history of breast cancer being screened to see if they have that BRCA gene. I hope I'm saying that correctly. If somebody does have a family history, should that be a step that they take? Should they be screened for that?
So I'm glad that you mentioned that. So the BRCA or BRCA gene is basically a change in your DNA that will put you at an increased risk of having breast cancer or other types of cancer. So if there's a first-degree relative, your mom, your sister, that has been diagnosed with that mutation, it's important that you talk to your doctor about taking the right steps to get yourself tested. I should mention also that in certain type of breast cancers, when we get the patient to clinic, we're going to have to screen them for that mutations, especially if they have, for example, cancer that is spread all over, a specific type of breast cancer called triple negative breast cancer, also when the patients present to clinic and they're younger than age 50. So there's some criteria, and the best answer is always talk to your doctor.
And among with just people who've had it in their bloodline, is there a certain ethnicity that it sometimes lacks or struggles to get checked up as often as they should?
That's a very good question. And we see it all the time. Unfortunately, in San Antonio, with us being a majority Hispanic population, we see a lot of patients being apprehensive, being hesitant. So I will say that sometimes we see that our Hispanic patients, they tend to be more apprehensive. There's more fear. So sometimes that's a big barrier for us to get those patients to talk to us and to get them screened.
Yeah, that's a big part of your work, not only as an oncologist treating cancer patients, but helping to educate when it comes to cancer, educate the Hispanic community in particular, kind of breaking down some of that fear that you said tends to exist sometimes within certain communities. Is there a certain cancer myth, breast cancer myth, that you often find you're up against or having to dispel?
My gosh, unfortunately, we see a lot of myths. For example, patients often ask me, wearing a certain type of bra, wearing an underwire, is it going to increase my risk of breast cancer? And the answer to that question is no, it's a myth. There's no type of bra that is going to increase your risk of breast cancer. I hear a lot about the deodorant, also certain types of deodorant causing breast cancer. That is also a myth. And I will also have this opportunity to say that, a lot of times patients feel that when they have a lump, that it's something that it can be ignored because it's most likely nothing, or it's just related with your period, which I will say it's, in a way, a myth, because, when you feel something abnormal, the best thing to do is to go and get yourself checked.
You're talking about the certain kinds of things patients ask you about that they do themselves every day. Could that influence their risk? We know we are told to do self-exams. How often should women be doing that, and what exactly should we be looking for?
So actually, I want to be very clear that the self-exams, they never replace screening mammography for breast cancer. I always tell my patients, be aware of your anatomy. Know how you look, so you're going to be more sensitive to pick up on little changes. So breast exam is not necessarily the best tool, and I think we should not rely just on that to say, oh my gosh, I'm fine, I don't have any problems. It's good to be aware, but I want to be very clear that nothing replaces having that screening mammography done.
And this is kind of a two-part question, and jumping back to Hispanics not going to the doctor as much as they probably should. As a Hispanic man myself, I know we carry that kind of machismo mentality and put off checkups. That being said, men can also get breast cancer, but why have women also put off these checkups?
That's a very good question. And I feel like most of our patients sometimes delay their own care because they're taking care of children, they're taking care of family, they're working, and they put themselves as a last priority. So I think that's a big barrier for us. I think in women necessarily, compared to men, there's not so much like a cultural issue. It's just that I think mostly the Hispanic women, we tend to put ourselves, in last, and we prioritize other things over our own health.
Yeah, we're all busy. We can all find reasons to make excuses, put things off. COVID has been a big one, but certainly not a reason to miss any kind of screening or conversation with your doctor. Absolutely. Dr. Marcela Mazo, thanks for having a conversation with us. We certainly appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
We'll be right back.
Couple of reminders again about some construction in the area. On the west side, we'll start there. Loop 410 between West Military and Marbach Road, 8 p.m. to 5 a.m. The main lanes will be closed. They're doing some bridge work. The Culebra intersection will also be closed tonight and tomorrow night as well, also because of bridge work. So use some alternatives there on the west side, maybe the frontage roads, or maybe taking one of the other roads out there to keep that in mind. Also, on the east side, this starts at 7. So in about 20 minutes or so, there'll be some alternating lane closures here between Houston and Seguin Road or FM 78. That starts at 7, also runs through 5 a.m. Monday. Also, a few of the ramps will be closed there too. So follow the signage there to go around the detours. A big project, of course, out here at Loop 410 and the I-10 area. So watch out for that this weekend as well. Seeing a few delays still on 281 southbound, 18 minutes now approaching downtown. We had a stalled vehicle there near Bassey. Things flowing, but you see the heavy traffic heading southbound, guys.
All right, thanks, Sam. Look outside with live cam. Every time we take this view, this week, it's been a good week for this view, right? Sunsets have been nice.
Makes me want Whataburger, to be honest.
You know, I gotta say, every time we look at that camera, I do think, oh, you know, it's dinner time.
I want the double, double Whataburger with cheese and jalapeno. Go for that. All right. Anyway, different topic. I get sidetracked easily if you haven't noticed.
You don't say.
That's what they say.
I'll go get you that number 1 with jalapeno and cheese.
No, 2. I like the double patty.
Okay, gotcha.
Thanks.
Jeez, John Paul, come on, get it right.
Man's got to eat.
All right, 81 degrees right now. Perfect for Friday night football. I mean, it's going to be a little muggy outside, but weather's not going to get in the way. We have a very light wind. It's going to become calm. Temperatures quickly falling into the 70s, but then just slowly falling through the 70s through the night. 8 o'clock, 77, 10 o'clock, 72, midnight at 70 degrees with some areas of fog. I'll show you the fog futurecast. Talk about how our humidity is going to be changing and when we'll get rid of the humidity, along with rain chances and the new tropical storm in the Pacific coming up.
All right, we're going to try this again. We tried to run this story a little bit earlier in the newscast and had some technical difficulties, so hopefully this time around we get it right. All right, thousands of restaurants, theaters, and other businesses in Texas impacted by the pandemic could be getting money thanks to a grant program in the works. The Texas legislature added $180 million to support local hospitality and tourism businesses into Senate Bill 8, the federal pandemic relief bill. Tiffany Cortez spoke to a local restaurant owner about how this money could help her business.
So our business is definitely down. We're down about 30% ever since the pandemic started.
Blanca Aldaco, the owner of Aldaco's restaurant in Stone Oak, says this hospitality and tourism grant program in the works couldn't have come at a better time.
Everything is on the rise, including all the way from all the protein to the containers for our food to go.
One of the ways Blanca says she would use the money would be to pay some of the restaurant licenses.
I feel that many of the businesses that are still open, they're going to use it to continue to do like advertising, think of ways how to lure a new client, think of ways how to control their costs.
Don Ann Larios, the executive director for the Texas Restaurant Association West Region, says many restaurants are still struggling.
Beef has gone up, fats and oils, eggs are up. Processed poultry is up.
The Texas Restaurant Association worked with many organizations to add hospitality and tourism grant funding to Senate Bill 8.
Every little bit helps, and we're not going to stop until our restaurants get through this pandemic.
Larios says they are now waiting for the governor to sign this bill to learn more on how funding will be allocated. Tiffany Huertas, KSAT 12 News.
All right, I keep noticing the temperature. It's doing some dropping right now, Adam.
Yeah, it's that time of day. Sun sets so much earlier this time of year.
I know,
right?
Getting used to that.
That makes a difference. And those longer nights that we get, now this time of year through the winter, those longer nights help in terms of fog formation because you have longer time without the sun, the temperature to fall off, hit that dew point, and then you get the mugginess, or I should say the fog to develop as well. And we're going to see that in the days ahead, more fog. Today we started at 63, we topped out at 84 degrees. The average is 58 in the morning and 80 by the afternoon. Check out Cotulla, Carrizo Springs, Del Rio, 91 degrees for their high temperatures. And in the hill country, lower 80s, Kerrville 83, the high. Okay, let's talk about our conditions out there right now. Mostly clear, pleasant, but it's that clear sky and a calming wind, high humidity, longer nights. It's going to lead to some areas of fog. 81 degrees right now, dew point of 63. That sun's about to set. 77 Bernie Stage Airfield, 83 New Braunfels, Rio Medina at 80, And Converse, 82 degrees. Still upper 80s near 90 closer to the Rio Grande. That's the exception, though. Here's the humidity outside, or the mugginess, measured by the dew points. And dew points are mostly in the low to mid 60s. So we're in that noticeable category. Not quite oppressive yet. That's when we hit 70 degrees and up. And that's likely to be Sunday, especially into Monday, early next week. Our futurecast does indicate some areas of fog. This is a trend we've been in the past couple of days. We anticipate some areas of reduced visibility, not necessarily extremely thick fog, but some reduced visibility to start the day tomorrow. And then those low clouds up until about 10, 11 a.m. before they break and we see a lot of sunshine. So just something to keep in mind. If you're an early riser on Saturday and you get up and out the door pretty quickly, you can have some delays just due to some areas of fog. Dew points, though, I mentioned Sunday, Monday, Tuesday into the lower 70s. So that's that very sticky level. However, a cold front's going to sweep away that humidity, and you're not even going to be noticing it by Wednesday of next week. And really the second half of next week, the humidity's out of here, and that's going to make it feel more fall-like. Laredo to Corpus Christi down toward Brownsville, that's where we have the shower and thunderstorm activity, even a little bit of severe weather down there this evening, and across the Rio Grande into parts of Mexico. But we've been talking about this area of thunderstorms now organized into Tropical Storm Rick. So what we've been talking about for a few days. We used to call it the wild card. Still a bit of a wild card, but we're not expecting much out of this. Not like what we had last week with Pam, the remnants of Pam. This is different. So right now, pretty wide-reaching system. Max sustained winds at 45 miles per hour. It's going to track to the north, likely intensify into a hurricane. And then by Tuesday, be over north central Mexico with the leftover moisture aloft streaming our way Tuesday on into Wednesday. And that's going to combine with a cold front to maybe squeeze out a few showers. We give it a 20% chance on Wednesday. Obviously, we're not very confident in us getting much out of it. It's not the same kind of setup with the remnants of Pam that moved over and gave us the very heavy rainfall. That was a different situation, different setup. This weekend, 10% chance, a few rogue pop-up showers, same on Tuesday, and then the cold front with that moisture could trigger some isolated activity on Wednesday. But obviously rain chances not that great right now. Tomorrow morning, 67 with the fog, and then sunny by the afternoon, 86 degrees, south-southeasterly wind at 5 to 15. And once we get through the weekend and into next week, we're talking record challenging highs there. Monday, the record is 91. We're going to be close to that. We're predicting about 90 degrees. And then the cold front hits on Wednesday. Afternoon temperatures aren't expected to drop a whole lot, but the mornings should take a hit. Look at Thursday and Friday mornings back down in the 40s.
All right. I'll be happy about it.
Yeah, you want to see those lower temperatures now, and those 90s are still creeping up in there.
Yeah.
All right, folks. In case you missed it, it's coming up next.
Here's today's In Case You Missed It.
Refusing to stop for officers, leading them on a chase.
It happened around 1:30 this morning on the northeast side. So police saw the man driving with a truck with one tire missing, and they tried to pull him over, but the driver refused to stop, eventually driving on the wrong side of the road on Harry Wuersbach near Urban Crest Drive. The driver then crashed into a cinder block. He is being checked out for injuries. It's not clear why he refused to stop for police.
Vote number 1 passes with 15 yeses and 0 noes.
The CDC director signing off on unanimous recommendations from its advisory panel, clearing the way for booster shots to be more widely available at doctors' offices, pharmacies, and vaccination sites. All now have vaccine booster doses available.
Andre McDonald, for now, will remain in jail after visiting Judge Raymond Angelini only lowered bond on the tampering with evidence charge from $300,000 to $100,000. The bond of $450,000 for the murder charge will remain the same. McDonald is charged with the 2019 murder of his wife, Andreen McDonald. Her remains were found after a 4-month search on private property in far North Bexar County. His attorney, John Convery, also explained that the state is not ready for trial and hasn't submitted all the evidence to him.
A World War II veteran who witnessed the attack on Pearl Harbor celebrating a milestone today. Heinz Bachmann is turning 100 years old.
Happy birthday, dear Anne. Happy birthday to you.
Watching a few delays here and there on the map, including on 1604 near I-10 and also I-10 approaching downtown. But just again, a quick reminder about a construction tonight. The main lanes of Loop 410 westbound closed between Military Drive and Marbach. Also have the eastbound alternating closures and the ramp right there at Loop 410 and Houston, Loop 410 and I-10 East. So you'll get off at Houston and then get on the frontage road and then get I-10 East at Ackerman Road if you are heading that way. Building delays on 281, 15 minutes now. This is 281 at Bassey. The headlights are on this time of night. Don't like it, Adam.
I know, right? It's something we have to get used to, especially when the time change comes. Then, of course, it's going to be dark by this time. Anyway, let's not talk about that. Let's look at the positives here. Tomorrow will be well into the 80s, even 90 degrees in some spots. And I think around San Antonio, mostly mid-80s. So Von Army 87, Timberwood Park 85. Cold front by the middle of next week.
Thanks for watching.
We'll see y'all at